Have you ever felt like you're just going through the motions? Like you're holding back from doing something you really want to do because you're worried about what other people might think. Or maybe you just feel like your voice isn't loud enough to be heard. We all have those moments where our confidence just decides to pack up and leave. But what if I told you that confidence isn't some magical quality you either have or you don't? What if it's a muscle you can train and you can build it up instantly starting today? Hey there, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Cherese Chandell. If you're here with me today, you're in a space dedicated to self-improvement, profound mindset shifts, and truly elevating your entire life from the inside out. This is where we learn to grow, to heal, and to align with the highest, most radiant version of yourself. And I am so genuinely grateful you're chosen to spend this sacred time with me. Today we're diving deep into a topic that has fundamentally reshaped my entire single aspect of my existence: confidence. Not the fake it till you make it kind, but the deep, authentic, unwavering belief in your own worth and capabilities. I'm going to share my personal journey with you, the raw, unedited truth of how building confidence didn't just change my life, but transformed it forever. This isn't about feeling good. It's about unlocking your potential, pursuing your dreams, and living a life that truly lights you up. So grab your favorite drink, get cozy, and let's get into it. You know, there was a time not so long ago when the person you see here today, someone comfortable in front of the camera, sharing her truth, was almost unrecognizable. I was that quiet girl in the back of the room, always observing, rarely participating. My confidence, if you could even call it that, was practically non-existent. Growing up, I was incredibly self-conscious. I remember vivid moments from elementary school where I'd agonize over what to wear, terrified of standing out, but even more terrified of blending in and being invisible. I wasn't just shy, I would genuinely believed I wasn't smart enough, pretty enough, or even talented enough. Every opportunity felt like a mountain I couldn't climb. Every social gathering, mindful of potential judgment. I carried this heavy cloak of insecurity through my teenage years and into early adulthood. I distinctly recall a period in college where I had a brilliant idea for a group project, but I kept it to myself. Why? Because the thought of speaking up, potentially being wrong, of facing any kind of scrutiny was paralyzing. My peers presented far less innovative ideas, and I watched silently, fuming, wishing I had the courage to just speak up. That feeling of regret and of letting my own fear hold me back gnawed at me. This lack of confidence didn't just affect my academic or social life, it impacted my relationships, my career choices, everything. I settled for jobs that were safe because I didn't believe I deserved better or could achieve more. I was living a life dictated by fear, constantly seeking external validation that never truly filled the void within. So what changed? How did I go from that quiet, insecure young woman to the confident, purpose-driven individual you see today? It wasn't a sudden magical transformation. It was a series of small intentional steps, often uncomfortable, sometimes painful, but always leading me closer to my authentic self. My turning point wasn't one single event, but rather a slow realization that I was tired of living a half-life. I was tired of watching others live their dreams while I remained locked away. I specifically remember sitting alone in my apartment after yet another missed opportunity. An art class I desperately wanted to take, but never signed up for because I told myself I wasn't artistic enough. It hit me then. This wasn't living. This was merely existing. I started small. My first step was acknowledging that I had a problem, admitting that I was lacking confidence, something I could work on, but incredibly empowering. I started devouring every book, article, and podcast I can find on self-esteem and mindset. One of my very first experiments was incredibly mundane, but deeply significant. Challenging myself to make eye contact with every person I passed on a daily walk. Before, I'd stare at the ground. hoping to be invisible. The first few days, my heart pounded, my palms sweat, but slowly it became easier. People smiled back. It was a tiny win, but it showed me that the world wasn't as critical as I imagined. This small act of courage started to chip away at the walls I had built around myself. I realized that confidence isn't some magical quality. You either have it or you don't. It's a muscle you can train, and you can build it up instantly starting today. Building genuine confidence is like building a house. You need a strong foundation, and then you add bricks one by one. And here are 5 authentic tips, the bricks that help me construct my self-belief, starting from the inside out. Tip number 1, challenge your inner critic relentlessly. Your inner critic is a master manipulator. It whispers doubts, magnifies flaws, and tries to keep you small and safe. I learned to identify those negative thoughts and challenge them. I even gave my inner critic a name, Reese. But when Reese started her nonsense, I literally say, thanks for your input, girl, but I've got this. Externalizing it helped me create distance and diminish its power. This is about taking back control from fear and proving to yourself that you are capable of taking action. Tip number 2, get a brag board. Our brains have a negativity bias. We remember the one mistake we made and forget the 10 brilliant things we did. A brag board is a simple way to combat that. It's a physical or digital space where you collect your wins, big and small. This could be a folder of compliments, pinned up awards, or daily done list where you write down everything you accomplished, no matter how small. When that little voice of doubt starts to creep in, you have tangible, unidentifiable proof that your worth and your capabilities. What's one area in your life where you've been holding back because of fear of not being perfect? Share it in the comments below. Let's create a space of support and understanding. Tip number 3, embrace the power of no, setting boundaries. A lot of times we say yes to things out of a desire to please others or to avoid conflict. But every time you say yes, when you really want to say no, you're telling yourself that your time, your energy, and your needs are less important than someone else's. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect. Start small. Say no to a new commitment you know you don't have time for. With every no you say to a request you don't want to fulfill, you're saying a big resounding yes to yourself, and that builds incredible self-trust and confidence. Tip number 4, cultivate a growth mindset. This tip is massive. Instead of believing my abilities were fixed, I'm just not good at public speaking, I adopted the belief that my abilities could be developed through effort and dedication. This is where the skill stack strategy comes in. Confidence at its core comes in competence. By learning something new, even if it's just a small thing like mastering a difficult recipe or figuring out how to use new software, you add your skill stack. Each time you learn and master a new skill and build a foundation of proof that you are capable of learning, adapting, and succeeding. Have you ever shifted your mindset about a challenge and seen incredible results? Tell me in the comments below. Your story might just inspire someone else. Tip number 5, prioritize self-care and self-compassion. You cannot pour from an empty cup. I know y'all heard that. Building confidence isn't just about pushing yourself, it's also about nurturing yourself. This means prioritizing sleep, healthy eating, exercise, and moments of genuine rest and joy. It also means treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a dear friend. When I made a mistake, instead of berating myself, I started to offer myself words of encouragement and forgiveness. Self-compassion is the bedrock upon which lasting confidence is built. So what does this transformed life look like? It's not a life without challenges or moments of doubt. Those are inevitable, but it is a life where I approach those challenges with resilience and self-belief rather than fear. Building confidence allowed me to pursue my passion for helping others, leading me to create this channel, Cherese Chandell. The thought of putting myself out there, sharing my story, and being vulnerable to public opinion would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. But now I stand here authentically me because I believe in the value of my message and my ability to deliver it. It also has allowed me to build deeper, more meaningful relationships. When you're confident in who you are, you attract people who appreciate your authentic self, and you're no longer afraid to set boundaries or express your needs. In my professional life, I've taken on leadership roles that I once would have shied away from. I advocate for myself, negotiate for what I deserve, and pursue opportunities that truly excite me. I even recently took a leap of faith and started a new business venture, something that felt utterly terrifying and exhilarating all at once, and I wouldn't have dared without the confidence I've cultivated. The biggest shift, though, is internal and the quiet peace of knowing my own worth, regardless of external circumstances. It's the freedom from constant self-doubt. It's the joy of embracing who I am, flaws and all, and stepping into my power. My beautiful souls, building confidence is a journey, not a destination. There will be days when you feel on top of the world and when you feel like you've taken 2 steps back. That's perfectly normal. The key is to keep going, to be patient and compassionate with yourself, and to celebrate every small victory along the way. Remember, you are inherently worthy. You have unique gifts, talents, and perspectives that the world needs. Don't let the fear or self-doubt rob you of the incredible life you are meant to live. I encourage you to pick one of the 5 tips today and put it into practice. Start small, be consistent, and watch as your world begins to expand. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to Cherese Chandell for more content on self-improvement and mindset shifts. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next empowering conversation.